Good morning, everybody. Jack Leeson with StartupTraining.com. It is February 19th here, 9:16 in the morning, and the title of the video, Are We Coming Off Target? So we're going to back out here and look at some higher time frame profit targets that it looks like we are running. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right thing. All right, that we're running into. Let me just clean up this screen real quick, make it a little easier to see. Um, oh, here we go. All right, just want to give a blank chart here. Now, we have come off of this, you're looking at the Nasdaq here. We had this 50% retracement long that traded, and there's a couple different variations, but we, from the lows here of basically the month to, which was the 2nd to the 7th, that Sunday night of the prior week, we gapped down, traded that 50. We had a 38 bid retest, and we have completed those targets here. And you've seen this is basically now the third day. Monday was a holiday, but now we could be just coming off of this and actually rotating into over the course of the next week because Perry had mentioned in his video you got VIX roll expiration and options expiration. That those can put pressure on the markets, and this absolutely could be leading us back down into the 21,870. So I just want to preface that, we've completed this traditional to rotate back down here would be completely normal. And then looking at the S&P, same thing. We have this 50% retracement that traded Sunday gap down. Now, we did get a full retest on that on Thursday, uh, and we have not technically completed that negative 23, but it would be totally and completely normal for us to still get that full pullback if that's what the Nasdaq's doing. So we've spent some time going sideways here, and there's these extensions that yesterday we broke an aggressive extension, but we came into a lower one. The Thursday high to high in the ES, we're right at that 38. Um, if we don't hold that, then I am expecting us to rotate down into basically the areas we've broken out of. But with us having completed the NASDAQ and basically run into the prior all-time high, we've failed. We're right back up on what has been resistance all year. We have been unable to break out of this daily chart. So to get those deeper pullbacks, um, the same week as the VIX roll options expiration would be completely normal. So there's that, and then also this is one thing I look at, which is these numbers up here. So it says -5, 1, -5, 1. These are all different time frames: hourly, 5 minute, daily, 4 hour, and that is my momentum indicator. And anytime we're negative in or negative or positive in one direction or other, you typically don't want to be fading that. So we're -5 on the hour, -5 on the 4 hour. So that's a cumulative score of -10, and then 1 and 1. So that we have basically a -8 score on my momentum, which is something I pay attention to. And then if I go to the ES has a negative score of -12. Okay, so that's telling me that the momentum here, the highest you can be is -20, and you definitely don't want to be. I don't like to fade anything above or below negative or +10, generally speaking. So we're -12 in the ES, we're -8 in the NQ. I'm leaning short because of those things. And yesterday's, I mean, it was just a slow move. It was a super fast move down off the open, but the rest of the day, I mean, man, that was extremely boring here. So anyway, as we move back in to the indexes, the only thing that would really prevent that from happening, in my opinion, is if we continue to hold this extension, which was not very technical yesterday, and that is going to be in the Nasdaq from the 7th. Okay, February 7th to high. We traded down into the 61 actually and stuck it, and we're going to be roughly opening right at that 38% retracement. But if we lose that off the open here, um, I'm expecting this extension to break. And if this extension breaks, then I mean, it's just shorts until those shorts break because those next pullbacks that I think we could run into are going to be 21,868. So any hint of weakness through this extension, the focus for me is going to be short. On top of that, we're already seeing participation on the short in the NQ and the ES here overnight. You can see we topped out around 9 o'clock last night, rotated into a 50% retracement short this morning around 7 a.m., and we've been pushing lower since that. And basically the same pattern here in the ES. We had a short covering rally into the close yesterday. There was like literally did nothing, and then in 5 minutes we had the biggest move all day. But after failing to continue to break out overnight, we're getting sold into short. So I'm leaning short as we go in the open. I'm aware that these extensions exist. It's a little different in the ES. It's going to be the high from the overnight session going back to the 12th to high. And you can see once again we're on that 38% retracement. But assuming we lose this, I mean, the first setup I would really even consider to be support is going to be all the way down here at the discount, which is 61.05, and that is 27 points below where we're currently trading. So if we go back above, and I'm just going to back out here, if we can recapture these single prints that we saw this on the hourly chart, these big old red boxes that would be above 61.49 and above 22,242. If we can spend some time up there, I'm going to re-engage my confidence long. But without being able to spend time in there, I'm going to be looking for some short setups. And then as far as the day frame goes, the midpoints. We're opening below the midpoints and we're holding below them. Those midpoints, or these blue lines, they acted as support this morning around 5 a.m. We've rotated into the shorts and now we have gotten below here in both of the markets. You can see the NASDAQ trades to it. It acts as support. We rotate up into a short. We trade actually the upper mid and then rotate back below it. And now we are holding below those midpoints of the prior day. So that is going to be also something to look for here this morning. If we are holding below those midpoints of the prior day, we're going to continue moving lower. And it's just a matter of following the series from there. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up my morning trade plan. And I'll share these levels with you guys in the room and jump on the squawk in the Discord. Will you be able to ask your questions and provide commentary? Take care.